Now, in light of this, what is the basis of our fundamental response to the Messiah's presence and work? Again, we're referring to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. What is the basis of our fundamental response? Well, in the book of Psalms, the Messiah is prophesied to state, "Then said I, lo, I come. In the volume of the book, it is written of me." Now, this declaration makes sense given that the Torah and the Old Testament contain prophecies in the form of narratives describing the coming of God in the last days to establish his eternal kingdom. What we get in the various narratives are just different types of storylines that connect to one central storyline, the coming of God and the raising of his Messiah. Whether we're reading from the book of Isaiah, the book of Hosea, the book of Ezekiel, the Exodus, all of that relates to the same theme, which is the coming of God to redeem his people after they were put in bondage. Now, of course, when we look at these narratives, some of them are very controversial, some of the scenes, particularly those that describe the Messiah's domestic life. For example, in the Holy Quran, it states regarding the narrative of Joseph in Surah 12 or chapter 12. "Verily in Joseph, in his brethren, there are signs for the inquirers." Well, that seems unusual. Why would Allah declare that there's signs for us or for those who inquire in the narrative of Joseph and his brothers? The Quranic and biblical narrative of Joseph emphatically shows that the character Joseph serves as a sign of the Messiah's life. Therefore, we can expect some of the scenes described in the narrative of Joseph to be experienced in the life of the Messiah, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. And this goes for Lot, for Noah, for Moses, for David, for Solomon. Now, two notable scenes related to Joseph's domestic life, according to both narratives, the one in the Bible and Surah 12 of the Holy Quran. Two notable scenes. One is the rejection and mistreatment of Joseph by his brothers. You can read it for yourself. We intend to cover it in the next message, inshallah. And the second scene is the false accusation by a woman in the household where Joseph lived that ultimately landed Joseph in prison. Well, that should set our expectation for what we may experience in the life of the Messiah.